Hello guys, this is a review of my Timex LCA reissue, my second Timex with this easy reader. It's kind of a birth year watch for me, because the original model was introduced in 1987 according to the Timex website, and I'm an 87 guy as well. To be honest, I thought that my Casio W250 Marlin fulfilled my needs for stainless steel digital on an absolute level. But I already wanted the LCA before I got the Marlin. Originally, I would opted for the silver-colored blackface version, but I lamented too much and missed the opportunity. So for a little less money, I bought the other one, this gold tone variant. Still with a huge discount compared to the original prices. The whole watch cost around 110 USD or 100 euro, including shipping. And what I got for that price is simply amazing and somewhat disappointing at the same time. So what's great about it? It came in this exceptionally good, exceptionally nice box, true to the vintage origins. Pretty nice. And yeah, the full stainless steel case and the mineral glass on this watch gave the LCA a good day-to-day durability compared to other retro timepieces with full plastic constructions. Obviously, the vintage styling is the best thing about this Timex Q, and almost one-to-one reissue of a late 80s watch from the golden age of oddities. And you can't tell that it's a new watch. Looks and feels like you are wearing something antique on the wrist. So many oddities watches have this kind of styling, like it's a true 80s thing. Stretched out hexagonal shape, overly segmented LCD displays. Maybe this Timex LCA has the cleanest look of all because of the missing plastic inserts to segment the LCD, and the full golden look of the watch. It's more on the dressier side. The dimensions are also confirms that the case width is 32.5 millimeters, lug to lug 40.5 millimeters. The thickness is 9 millimeters, and the lug width is 20 millimeters. So let me slap it on. On my 6.5-inch wrist, it doesn't look that small. Due to the rectangular shape, has a nice wrist presence while not in the way of long sleeve clothings. The bracelet is also very comfortable with minimal hair pulling issues. So much better feel than Casio bracelets with the same sliding clasp mechanism like on this TBC 611. So the hair pulling qualities, link articulation and fluidity are better. However, the clasp isn't feel that secured on this Timex if I close it up. Also, it's a longer bracelet. As you can see. So it's great for bigger wristed individuals, but for us spaghetti owners, 6.5 and less, we have to deal with this extra chunk of stainless steel left over. The QLCA is the typical example of style over function. Looking great, has the cool vintage vibe. The tiny analog LCD clock is a pleasure to looking at. If I'm bored or need some visual inputs for my brain. On the other hand, if I need to tell the time immediately, I always rely on the small digital time displaying on the bottom. At a glance, it's not that easy to distinguish between the analog hands. As both the minute and the seconds hands are in the same size, as you can see. It would be better for the readability if they kept only the tip of the running seconds hand, like on many of the Japanese Anadigi watches. But I love the overall layout with the analog clock in the left corner, the function indicator column, the big date, and the old school 70s style day displaying between these lines. People are complaining about alignment issues and the crooked lines on the LCD. I was also worried about that when I purchased mine, but luckily everything lines up perfectly. Some other negatives are the indirect button actions. sometimes it feels like stuck halfway or something when I push them. The LCD contrast is good, but it starts to wash away immediately if I tilt the watch. I'm also not a big fan of the poor LED backlight. Has a 3 seconds afterglow, but it's reflecting poorly on the LCD surface. The time is barely visible. Water resistance is the basic 30 meters. With a nicely finished snap-on caseback, but the edges are too sharp. Battery changes are also a bit complicated to snapping on and off the caseback. Talking about the functions, starting with the main timekeeping mode. Date, day, and both analog and digital time displaying. Dual time, tracking another time zone on the analog clock, while you can see your current time down here. Alarm, which interestingly you can't set it for 11 p.m. Let me demonstrate it quickly. So 10 p.m. Yeah, push it once and you can see it jumps to 12 from 10 p.m. if I try to advance it. But fortunately, you can set it for 10:59 p.m. I don't know why anyone wants to set it to that time, but that is the solution. The hourly signal and alarm activations are pretty weird too. No matter which mode you are in, you have to push the two right buttons at the same time to turn them on or off. This is a main timekeeping mode. Also in dual time. And some weird reasons the buttons only beeps when the hourly signal is on. I've never seen such a thing on my digital Casios, but it seems somewhat logical. When you mute the watch, you also don't want to get bothered with the hourly sig. Next function is the timer. Finally, we have a nice animation on the analog clock. Not as visually stimulating as on the original late 80s LCAs, but still delivers a cool nostalgia factor. So the outer ring represents the seconds. When a minute passed, it removes one stick in the inner ring and starting another minute with counting seconds in the outer ring. So yeah, it removes one stick. You can set the timer between 1 and 60 minutes. The stopwatch so the stopwatch is rather boring. So starts. Stops. So lap time. So yeah, this is the lap time. You stop it and reset it. While the actual time is displaying on the analog clock. The last mode is time setting mode. And that's it. You have to scroll over all of these functions every time you use one of them. And unfortunately, if you start the timer or the stopwatch, there are no flashing indicators on this function column here. Let me demonstrate it quickly. So we start the timer. And yeah, there is no indicator. But it's not a big deal, since Casio don't do it on their watches with a function indicator line, like on this DW290. Yeah, there is. Okay, they did it maybe in 1980 with this marlin. So starts the stopwatch, and you can see it's flashing there, so it's running. In conclusion, a nice retro, almost vintage level watch with some minor flaws. But I love this little oddity, and I'm really enjoying it. Absolutely maxing out the old manish look. Okay guys, another long review, no one will watch, but if you do, thank you for that, and have a nice day. Bye.